Hi, my name is Rich, and we're going to talk about mediumship. What is it, and how to get the most out of a reading? So, mediumship is simply that it's connecting with someone who has crossed over. And the medium is a medium. They are a conduit. They are an intermediary between you and the spirit world. Now, why would someone go see a medium? Often it's closure, or they want to have that connection with someone who's passed away, who's close to them. Some things like spiritualist churches, they end their service with a handful of mediumship readings, and they believe that that shows you that we do not die, and that the whole purpose of going to a service is to show that for you, and they feel that that really enforces it. They do them in the Vatican. They're not uncommon. On TV, you may see the Seatbelt Psychic, Long Island Medium, Hollywood Medium, there's several out there now. And they're all doing sort of the same thing, but in a very different style. Everyone has their own approach or taste, but it's the same thing. They're communicating from the spirit world to you, somebody who has passed away. Now, my advice, how to get the most out of a reading. I think the number one piece of advice is do not lead the medium. You should be a little skeptical. That's healthy, not a lot skeptical, but a little skeptical. And you should, in my opinion, just say yes, no, and I don't know. It's very common for people to go in and say, oh yes, my father loved gardening. He always got dirt under his fingernails. He loved planting flowers, and my mother would yell at him because he spent so much time in the garden. Stop. Just say, if they say this person liked gardening, or I see a garden, say, yes, I can take a garden. Don't give them any more information. At the end of the session, sure, give them all the information you want. But during the bulk of your reading, you don't want to lead them. And that's both, there's two reasons. One, for the medium, we're human. It's very easy to get into our head and start to think about the reason and start to possibly steer our answers towards gardening, for example. Now, it's more important for you because when you leave, let's say you get a really good message, it's very heartwarming, you don't want to doubt that message. And if you did give a lot of extra information, you might say, well, if I hadn't told the medium those things, they might have made it up. They might have been in their head. And you don't want to ever have that doubt, especially if something comes through. It's a really beautiful message. And then to have to go doubt it later is terrible. So my advice is just say, yes, no, I don't know. Another thing I think is important to do, mediums often will mention several items. I see a garden. I see a red car. I see you used to wear a hat. And you might say, I can take the garden. I can take the red car, but I can't take the hat. That's perfectly fine. Now the medium kind of knows they're on the right track, they're getting you information that you need, and they'll continue to give the information. They may go into why they got the hat and an explanation of that, or they may not. They may just go and continue forward. Don't worry about it. Just enjoy the ride. I would give feedback at the end. At the end of the session, I would very much say that all the details that you said previously, but not until the end. I think that's the cardinal rule. Second, you may ask to record this session. It's not uncommon for you to think that something didn't matter, or you forget, or you ask a sibling and they say, oh yeah, Dad used to wear a hat when we went to the baseball game. Oh, that's right. You forget. Some people ask to record. Now, if you ask to record, the medium may want to know that you're not going to post it on the internet and make them look bad. They may ask for permission. And if the medium asks to record, you may also want to make sure that, hey, this is confidential. I really don't want this to be posted out there. Or you may not care. You may be happy to have it shared with the world. But just ask about that. It's a good thing before you start the session. And understand when you start, you might have 2 or 3 people you're not sure, and the list narrows. And if you're not sure, it's okay. Say, I think I know who you're talking about. And as you get closer and get more information, you should pretty much narrow in on and know that the person that's coming through, you kind of feel it. You're like, I'm pretty sure he has my father. In addition, you don't decide. The medium does not decide who comes through. So let's say you go to this session and you say, I really want to hear from my mother, and your father comes through. And let's say your father wasn't a really nice guy. Well, Spirit decided that maybe your father needs to come through and apologize, and you need that apology for closure in your life. And imagine that your parents are on the other side, and all their other friends and all the other people. They've decided who is the most important person for you to hear from, and what you need in your life at this point in time, and let it roll. Sometimes you'll get the father, he'll say an apology, then the mother will come in and they'll change, and you get two people. That's not uncommon as well. But they don't decide, just enjoy the message, enjoy the ride, and how that flows along. And remember, messages that you receive will always be very positive. The spirit has often waited years to communicate with you. They've largely probably arranged for you to be sitting in that seat across from that medium, getting that message. They're not going to talk about you didn't make your bed when you were 5 years old, or you got a bad grade in a class, or whatever. They don't care about that. They care about you, that they love you, and that relationship. So almost all of the messages are going to be positive, reinforcing, caring, something to give you closure, something that you need to hear that's important for you. Now, they always start, you're trying to place the medium. The medium is trying to place the spirit with you so that you know who it is, and that's kind of, you narrow in on the person. And it'll be several pieces of information. At some point in time, the medium should probably start to give you a message. Hey, we know it's your father. I've given you 25 pieces of information about your father. Thanks, I don't need 5 more. What is the message? And that's kind of the most important part of the reading to me, is that message, that what they want to get across to you. And if the medium doesn't start to give it, I would ask and say, please tell me, what does my father have to say to me here? And then have fun, relax, and enjoy the session. And hopefully it really hits you. And if you have any questions, ask the medium. Don't be shy. Just to say, hey, I don't understand this, or this isn't clear to me. And they can often ask for additional information and help clarify or close in on something. So have fun and enjoy the process. And again, my name is Rich. Please click below to find my website information and to book a session with me. Thanks so much.